And so I'll pick up where I left off. Building a coven. I'm with you, Lisa assures me. I know how easy it is to say this, but you have to keep going. I love you. And we both cry. A little. Leaving the library around 2:30, I backtracked to the closest smoke shop, which was in fact the second one I passed where Randy dropped me off at the library. Between where Randy dropped me off and the library. I purchased 8 ounces of white vein Meng Da Kratom and 1 THCA gram and a half pre-roll. From there, I walked back towards the library, stopping first at the Walgreens to steal water from the fountain. The fountain in the library is broken. As I walked to the gas station to buy cigs, Annabella said, I want him to eat something. So I ate 3 tenders, some wedges, and a honey biscuit. Every person I saw, with the exception of an Indian cashier, was black. Nice, kind-hearted overall, boisterous, loud. I seemed alien to them, I have no doubt. Thereafter, I set out hobbling, and realized after a time my right foot is likely larger, however slight, than my left. I say this because the last 2 pairs of shoes I have had have been too small, and both times my right foot has felt more constricted, in pain. And now these Sperry's are binding it in such a way that my right shin aches, throbs, and feels inflamed, though I know I haven't hit it on anything of late. As I hobbled along the necessary left, right turns, after maybe 2 miles my shin screamed in agony, so I have stopped, however shortly before said loud ache, while shuffling like a palsied cripple, heading northeast along Highway 79, appreciating the magenta centered half of the primary coupled wheel, the dark on light half. I witnessed a full moon rise, the supermoon they say, the optical illusion of the moon rising over the tree line, cast in full shadow, forcing perspective. I have cast my spells accordingly, as I'm sure we all have. Willow says, it's so much. It was a magic moment, whose elegance still radiates electric. Full moon over magenta. Abracadabra. The light will be gone soon. Minutes. My time at the library was anxiety-inducing, if productive. Seeing the bus prices made me anxious. The flight prices relieved me. But it's only that price if I buy it now. And after I bought that food, all the money was gone. And I'm glad I ate. I don't feel guilty or upset. Annabella. She thanks me for thinking of her. I don't want you thinking that I care about that money at all. I needed to eat. I'm glad I did. But getting to New York. Would someone let me work for 1 day in exchange for the flight? Eventually I had to leave, finding no resolution. And always am I made to feel loved by Alistair and Annabella, Clay and Q, Lisa and Willow. We tear up constantly at the audacity, the absurdity of it all. How excellent it all is. But nothing can begin if I cannot arrive. The light is all but gone. I suppose I'll stop for now. Mother Moon, full of passion, watch over me this night in the pure cosmic temple, the endless forest. I stopped right at the 3-hour mark. I have taken a seat in a green grove just off the road right next to a no trespassing sign. I'll sit here maybe for 1 hour. It is 50 minutes to the nearest grocery store. Town of Bells. The sunrise was exceptional. The fog. Again, the rise of the solar orb behind the tree line casting shadow. Sometimes, while walking, I would be positioned where 2 layers of trees, an indeterminate distance apart, filtered my vision. And only in those moments could I clearly mark the edges of the body, celestial chalk outline, that perfect arc. It said something to me about sight, depth of field. And true, while walking down this largely undeveloped agricultural land on both sides of the highway, seeing no power lines or cars brings you back to an earlier time. I remember a hideous body of water to my right as I walked along the highway. No order, a wide, ugly flooded plain, but inside a myriad of unblossomed lotus petals floating atop the algae-ridden muck. And in contemplation the mystery of Buddhism is laid bare, roots stretching through the eternity of the water, feeding the blossom in the open air, a distillation for a moment of true clarity, the Kundalini. Still my concern rages, and I know this is my hour, power, I know, but it looms heavy over my soul. That word, that idea, madness. Don't say it, Alistair tells me. He's upset. I too have been upset this morning. The full moon saw me restless. It is vast expanses of green, with bands of trees all throughout. The leaves are changing, but everything is still green. You can see winter coming. The weather is perfect. It is quiet. Hawks, various birds. I bet in the summer it is a symphony of sound. I can remember thinking that as a teenager sitting with my friend on his porch and feeling the dull roar of bugs, it is a baseline frequency of a kind. Walking, I had this great feeling of nostalgia. Time became warped, distended. I don't know, but it seemed like you could place me in this scenario at any age, and it worked well. It worked as well as any other. I'm assured this is the final climb to the summit. Then I'm going to play Hamlet, and it's just a couple months. Then I'll be back, and that everything is fine. They love me. I worried more this morning about falling out than I ever have. Perhaps it might happen. I have to go until there's no way to continue. Then I have to find an alternative in terms of getting to Nashville. If I walk, say, 10 miles a day, I will make it, probably. It's 150 miles in 15 days, if my shoes fit. I could do 15 or 20, but now my shit's fucked up. I really try not to think evil conspiracies, the blackest magic there is. My life is so difficult. I know this is my blind faith. Everything's good, dude, I'm told. It's all there. Someone, Lisa, is watching the curse. It is as potent as anything can be. I supercharged that one. I didn't know who she was, but I wouldn't have done it for sure if I had known. I would never want to hex Alistair's family. I thought she was a psychic he partied with. What do I know? Never considered he had an adult child who's as fine as any woman can be. More. Fight me about it. I knew about the two with Annabella. But it's only my business once it is, and now it is. In the wildest, most magical way. Mind synthesis. I have been writing almost the entire time I've been here. By my timetable, I have to keep the bird song overhead. I have 20 minutes of leisure before I must get up and continue. The thought flashed my mind to ask a church for help. I'm sure piety is lacking in most of these establishments, but it's like my brother-in-law said, Ethan's a charismatic guy. Maybe I will, probably not, but 150 miles is a lot. I know I'm strong enough, unless I'm not, which I am, but it's a terrible strain. I always have her, there, right there, an endless cascade of support. I am bewildered by it all. I suppose I have to keep going. While preparing to leave, I had a memory of often feeling that these little green alcoves were passageways into a magical space. I often thought, as I do now, oh, perhaps there's something special just through there. I'm told I'm not alone.